Hey Tankers, excuse my voice, I have a little bit of a cold, but I thought I'd do a video anyway. Today we have some gameplay involving what is currently the newest map to Blitz, which is Canal. This is an interesting map. I happen to have recorded some gameplay involving the Easy 8 on Canal for several game sessions, so I thought that would be interesting. Lately I've been playing Canal a lot and have found that a particular part of the map is critical. And that's these hills down in the southeast corner of the map. I find myself, especially in mediums, going to these hills. We're playing today in the Easy 8, so that's a medium with good gun depression, and you can use that. If you don't have good gun depression, there's things you can do to compensate for that. But this particular section of the map, if you can control these two hills, you have control of the cap circle, and you can snipe across the map, and you have a lot of cover. And that's a very potent combination. Here I'm platooning with Alexander Cheng. We've moved up onto these hills, onto the right side of these hills, and I'm using this hull down spot with my pretty good gun depression to put effective fire into these enemy tanks. They're being relatively effective as well. They are using some cover here. This T-49 is not being very effective. This VK has moved up and put a shot into me, so I've taken some damage. But we've taken out the Matilda Black Prince, put a shot into this T-49, pull back. Alexander has also moved up, and we are advancing along this line. T-49 is not in a very good position, and he's about to die. And secure the kill. And we continue to advance along this line. This VK was using the dead BP as a point of cover, but he's moved up from behind it. Advance, he's being pretty accurate, he's got a very accurate gun. And so I'm taking some damage as well, but we are using pretty effective team tactics to focus fire on the enemy. He's also moving up. Managed to get a tracking shot there. Always good, especially if you've got a teammate to try to get tracking shots on the enemy. This guy is advancing. And we're about to take him out. There we go. So we've taken this flank. And they have capped. I can advance here, start to peek around this corner. And have Comet here. I take another shot. Somewhat low health, but I want to support my teammate. Get another VK. There we go. And Alexander's advancing. We want to secure this win, get that kill. And I'm trying to support with covering with focus fire here. Now I'm spotted. Put another shot in. Take a shot from the left, and I'm one shot. I was attempting to advance downward underneath the gun arc of the enemy, but didn't manage to do that. Alexander's an excellent player. He is very low health here. He's playing it very carefully. Takes a speculative shot into that bush just in case. And our IS, who is also very low health, is stupidly advancing, exposing his side armor. And it's not going to go well for him. Alexander's trying to signal him not to do that, but he thinks that being in the cap circle is a good idea at this point. Alexander has backed up into cover so that he is not so exposed, and he's moving himself back and forth. I make a comment there. Our teammate dies. He was too vulnerable, and I'm making a comment about that. Alexander, however, is not going to make that kind of mistake. It is going to come down to who can hit the fire button first, and that's Alex. Well done. Good game. By controlling that portion of the map, we managed to do most of the damage and almost all the kills on our side for that game. Here's another one with Alex. We are advancing down these rails up to these hills. One of the things you can do on these hills is stay behind bushes and not be spotted and be able to take shots. If you don't have the gun depression, here's a nice little spot here where you can stay behind bushes and fire. Looking for sniping shots. I didn't fire quite fast enough, unfortunately, but get one on this KV-3. I'm not spotted yet. Another shot in. He's foolishly backing up, looking for shots. I back up as he starts looking for shots in toward me. And if you're patient here and you control these areas of the map, with lots of good opportunities to put shots in. You can move back and forth from one hill to another, one spot to another, behind cover. Another shot in, back up. That spot's a little... he falls down. Firing underneath those bridges is a little difficult because your shots actually follow a ballistic arc, and so you think you have a straight shot in, you have to account for the fact that your shell is actually going to go slightly up and then down at long range. And we take him out. Notice we've been able to take these shots without exposing ourselves, because the enemy, in the previous game, the enemy advanced and contested these hills. In this game, the enemy is trying to snipe us from across the map, and we're in a pretty good fighting position. I think this side of the map, these hills, are a better fighting sniping position than the other side of the map. So if we're on this side and they're on that side, we have better places to fire from, better hull down positions, and better cover. So if we're patient, we can find lots of shots. And here I am firing from behind that bush. I was not spotted, so he had the frustrating experience of being destroyed by a tank he could not see. I hate when that happens. And now we have an enemy EZ-8 advancing, trying to push into these hills, but he's doing that by himself, and he's not going to be very successful because we were able to focus fire on it. Yep. And another tank advancing on these hills, but they're doing it one at a time, and we're going to be able to kill them one at a time. I'm looking for flanking shots here. Advancing, and he's dead. If you're going to try to take these hills from a team, you can't come in one at a time. You have to make a real solid attack. Like the team in the previous game was much more effective at trying to make that happen, although they didn't succeed. I'm up here hiding behind these bushes, looking for shots across the way. Got a T1 heavy. He's making a charge into cap. We have total control of this area, and he's not going to be successful. He's trying to go hull down and hide, but he's got no place to really hide. I can switch to APCR, put one through his turret. And carefully aim in. Miss. But someone else is taking him out. You'll also notice here that if one of our teammates comes in to the cap circle, which is not really quite necessary at this point, but could have been a good idea if we couldn't find that last enemy tank, we can cover them. But in this case, there's just one enemy tank. Alex gets himself blown up going for him, but he's very low health and not hard for me to take out. Another good game in which we controlled those hills and controlled this map. Another game, same basic theme. I'm in the EZ8, Alex is in a Hellcat, and we've moved up onto these hills. I'm finding that these hills are really mostly what I go for. This is the critical point on the map. If you can control these hills, you have a lot of control over what's going to happen. Here we are engaging. There's an enemy T-29. I've put a couple of shots into him. He's moved behind those hills, and I'm going to overexpose here. I'm moving too far out of cover, and I'm going to take a big hit. The rest of the game I'm going to be a bit more careful. So I'm backing up and using the curve of these hills to keep myself safe. I only want to fight one tank at a time at most. I'm looking for shots on the T-29 if he can expose his hull. Moving around a little bit. We have a friendly E-25 which has moved up. Not the best position for an E-25. And I'm trying to support him take shots on that T-49. But they've pulled back. And we have a Stug that has moved up. I managed to bounce off of him. I'm able to fire at him from behind cover without getting shot at. Put a shot into him. Another shot into him. And he's going to quickly die. Now we have a Tiger 1 that's advancing up the other side, so I'm going to advance to support Alex. And we are going to take him apart. I'm looking to get side shots on him while he is focusing on Alex. I put one into him, he turns toward me. And manages to put one into me, but now he's got his side toward Alex. He turns back to Alex. And boom. We have destroyed him pretty easily. If you're going to make an advance on these hills, you really need to do it as a team rather than one at a time. Moving across the other side of these hills. Once again, we've got to have an enemy tank that's coming up by himself and exposing himself to focus fire. We take him out. Look how we are continually looking for positions in which we can support each other while covering various approaches to these hills. The other tank is advanced by himself. And we're shooting him together. He's not being very effective. And boom, he's gone. Now there's only one enemy tank left. Alex is pretty low health. I have about half health. Feeling pretty good about this, but we don't know where he is. There he is. He advances on us. I put a shot into him. He puts a shot into me. manages to take out Alex, but I beat him on reload, and boom, he's dead. So those 3 games were basically variations on a theme. This one was a gold mastery for me. We really dominated this game. I hope you found this useful. I hope this helps you with your game on Canal.